Dear student teachers and all the viewers, you are all welcome to today's program. Today we are going to learn direct method versus bilingual method in teaching of English. Dear student teachers, we are teaching English in order to develop wonderful communication skills in our students from class 1 to 10. For that, you are all attaining, molding yourselves to become very good teachers, and you are attaining the skills that are required to help our students to become wonderful communicators of the language. Here we teach English to develop some skills. That means they should be in the position to listen to English, they should listen and understand English, they should speak English, they should be in the position to convey their ideas through their speaking. They should read English because knowledge is in English, that those papers, books that are there in the internet should be read by our students, and they should develop their knowledge, and they should be in the position to express their ideas through writing in English. By keeping all these things in view, we teach English to our students from class 1 to 10. During this process, dear student teachers, we come across certain terms, we come across methods, we come across approaches, we come across some techniques. What do they say, dear student teachers? Yes, they help us. They contain some ideas, some assumptions that are put forth by linguists, language specialists or language scientists to help students to learn English in an easy way. Hence, we should learn all those things and we should implement them in our classroom. In this context, dear student teachers, today we are going to learn direct method versus bilingual method of teaching English. Direct method is also known as natural method, phonetical method, anti-grammatical method and reform method. This is a system of teaching a foreign language using only that language and without emphasis on study of grammar. Dear student teachers, according to Webster's New International Dictionary, direct method is a method of teaching a foreign language, especially a modern language, through conversations, discussions and reading in the language itself without use of the pupil's language, without translation and without the study of formal grammar. The first words are taught by pointing to objects or pictures or by performing actions. Here in direct method, the name itself gives information to us. That means we teach English by using English only. We use the target language, that is all. Mother tongue is completely banished from our classroom. Teacher should not use mother tongue and students also should not use mother tongue. This is the main essence of direct method. Dear student teachers, there is no translation. No translation is not allowed. The message, how do we convey information to students? How can we make our students to make out meaning? That is through demonstrations and visual aids without use of the student's mother tongue. This is the fundamental rule we should bear in mind. See, dear student teachers, we follow a sort of one technique, that is immersion techniques. That means total that that atmosphere that we provide to our children should be saturated with English. That will be the main important that concept behind direct method. There should not be mother tongue intervention. Just you observe this video, dear student teachers.
You may think at times that it's too difficult, that you don't know many words in English, or you simply can't speak in English or do anything in English without translating. Friends, you can, and in this lesson we're going to go through these 3 steps. Those steps being immersion, the first and most important step, the second step being say no to translating, and the third step being doing and applying. In order to be able to think in English, you have to be able to understand words, phrases, you have to learn and hear English being used. Friends, this is where immersion comes into play. In order for you to be able to think in English, you have to hear English being used naturally. Immerse yourself in the English language. Friends, the first step to improve your ability to think in English is immersion. Immersion is surrounding yourself with the English language. Now, you may be wondering, how can you immerse yourself in the English language? I know that many of you are watching from different locations around the world. Some of you don't live in English-speaking countries. There are ways that you can immerse yourself in the English.
Okay, student teachers, that video that states, that means our environment that we provide to our students should be saturated with English. They should listen to English. There should be some opportunity to our students to speak English. They have to read English. There should be opportunity to express their ideas through writing. Hence, in this way, we should provide that in English atmosphere in our classroom to help our students to learn English. See, dear student teachers, one of the fundamental principles of the direct method is language is for communication. It states language is for speaking. Language, we use language for to express our ideas to others. Hence, this part should be given importance, and we should help our students to express their ideas. They should speak English. That's a very important aspect of our direct method. And there should not be any, that means intervention of mother tongue between thought and expression. Dear student teachers, if you observe a picture, if you come across any incident, you read some information, then what happens in your mind, that thinking process will be generated. You may see a picture, you may see a scenery, whatever may be that triggers a sort of thinking process in our mind, and we express that thinking process by using language. Hence, there should not be intervention of mother tongue between the thought and expression. For example, you observe here in this slide, a lake is there. Then immediately your mind, that means that expression should come out in English only. How beautiful the lake is. That, for example, it occurs only when you use English only in the classroom. You provide English atmosphere to our students, help our students think in English only. That is the basic principle of direct method. Direct method stresses that students should make a direct association between the concept and object. That means the concept and object, that there should be direct association. That means language and object, there should be direct association. There should not be intervention of mother tongue. The direct method receives its name from the fact that meaning is to be connected directly in the target language. You see, meet Mr. Narayana, he is Mr. Narayana, he is a carpenter. When you are stating that, you observe him that he is doing with wood, and he is known as a carpenter. If you present that concept to our students, automatically they understand that profession is that he is a carpenter. In that way, there should be a direct link between what we call that word and also that concept. There should not be intervention of a mother tongue. When you use mother tongue, our brain starts thinking and filtering everything in mother tongue, and it obstructs the learning of English. Then there is one other method that is the bilingual method. Bilingual method of foreign language teaching. It was developed by C.J. Dodson during 1960s, And they state, the proponents of bilingual method argue that the mother tongue is an essential tool for achieving fluency in second language. See, here direct method states use English only in the classroom. Bilingual method, the people they say you may use the knowledge of mother tongue. Students' knowledge of mother tongue can be used in the classroom to develop their language proficiency, that English proficiency. They say that mother tongue is base for other tongues. Hence, they got some the concepts already they know in mother tongue. They have some knowledge of that language, and this language of mother tongue knowledge can be beneficially make use to develop that that second language proficiency in our students. That is the information that is given by bilingual method. Observe this. C.J. Dodson, he is the most important person who put forth this bilingual method. Bilingual, that means bi means two. Lingual languages used in the classroom. We use two languages in the classroom to develop English in our students. And they say here the teacher saves the time as well as makes the teaching learning English easier by using mother tongue. The teacher does not use mother tongue continuously. He uses only for explaining the meanings of difficult words. This bilingual that method, the people they say, don't translate things, don't translate that entire sentence, English sentence, into mother tongue, that means into Telugu. Only some words. For example, a child is reading some information. When he is reading some information, he may come across some difficult words. See, there is a forest, in that forest there is a pond. See, they come across that pond, the word, then the word may be somewhat difficult to students. In order to, direct method states, you do not use mother tongue in the classroom. Even you come across any difficult word, show a picture or perform actions or develop a situation and present that. But bilingual method, it states you give meaning of that word only, then automatically it does not stop the hinder or stop the child learning of English. When you give help to understand that some words they come across while they are reading, that will help them to learn better. We can save time also, and this also we should bear in mind. In bilingual method, use English, student should use completely English only for communication. Teacher also he uses English, but teacher has one facility, that means when he feels that giving meaning to certain words will help our children to understand, he may use mother tongue in the classroom. The use of mother tongue is restricted to clarify the meaning of English sentences and words. The bilingual method, the mother tongue is used only when necessary. You do not use mother tongue continuously. That is the difference between bilingual method and direct method. And you come across the direct method, it gives importance to knowing a language. It does not give importance to knowing about a language. What is the difference between these two terms, knowing a language and knowing about a language? What is important, dear student teachers? Let us observe. Knowing a language means mastering its basic skills, listening, speaking, reading and writing, and knowing a language means you know that language means, the English language means you should be in the position to communicate by using that language. You should be a wonderful communicator of using that language. You should be in the position to use that language. Then that is important, because that is a fundamental unit. Speech is fundamental unit of any language. Speaking is very important. Then that is important, that skill that we should impart in our students, speaking skill. And direct method emphasizes this concept, that means knowing a language is important. See, There are other type of people, they know about language. They don't know, they know about the language. They don't know the language actually. They know about the language. You see the difference. Know about the language means those persons, they know all the grammar rules. They know meanings of vocabulary words. They read and understand. They perform all the grammar exercises in a wonderful way. In our day-to-day life also, in our schools and colleges also, we come across these two types of persons. Some persons, they know the language, that means they speak English in a wonderful way. The other type of persons, they know about the language, that means they perform grammar exercises in a wonderful way. They know each and every rule of grammar. Their marks card, it shows wonderful marks in English, but they feel shy, they feel problem, they feel inconvenient to speak in English. They fail to convey their ideas in English. They fail to communicate by using that English. Hence, this is the main problem, dear student teachers. Because of that, even after completion of engineering and medicine like that courses also, our students again they join in spoken English classes in order to go abroad for the purpose of pursuing their further education or seeking jobs. Hence, we should bear in mind, we are teaching language means we are teaching speaking. Give top priority to that. This is also known as, dear student teachers, a natural method. Direct method is known as natural method. Why do we call it as a natural method? See, this resembles the learning of mother tongue by the child. How does a child learn its mother tongue? Observe. See, from the very beginning, observe your that small kids in your relatives' houses and observe how they are learning. Then we provide a listening exposure first. They listen to the language, they listen to the mother tongue. All the people, they go to that baby and they speak with the baby. That means in our culture also we provide listening exposure. Even while we are traveling in a bus or train, that co-passengers or passerbys, they come and interact with babies. That means they provide listening exposure. Then gradually it leads to speaking. While they are speaking also, they may commit mistakes. That's quite common while they are learning. But we encourage them. Mistakes are tolerated, and we encourage, we give claps. Then child feels happy, it gives enjoyment, and the child starts speaking. Then after joining in the school at the age of 5 or 6, we introduce reading and writing. The same principles should be followed while we are teaching English also in our classrooms. Don't let our students read or write anything before providing, that means before making our students to listen and speak that language. Listening and speaking should be given top priority, and they should be provided that base first. Let our students listen to the language and speak. Later only you introduce reading and writing. You see, you follow something that is we call one type of language while we are speaking with babies. Same should be followed while we are teaching English to our students. The state's direct method. Motherese, we call it motherese. Motherese means how mother interacts with child. How parents interact with child. We use a sort of language. We say slowly, speak slowly, so that students understand that. We call it as infant directed speech. In that way, we should teach our students English. We teach our students English in that same way how we teach to small babies. You see, observe, this is one model classroom of direct method. You observe this.
Very good. I read a book.
I read a book.
Remember, Micah, I say you act.
Okay.
Perfect. I walk to school. Very good. go first.
Come on.
Who's gonna be the actor?
Me, teacher.
Okay. You're gonna be the boys?
At the back. Okay. I sleep at night.
I sleep at night.
I sleep at night.
Perfect.
I run to school.
Excellent.
I jump the rope.
Very good. Applause for your Okay, thank you very much. Now, Ivania and Dalia, to the front, please.
Go, go, go. Okay. I dance at the party.
Very good.
I slap with my hands.
I clap with my hands.
Oh, I clap with my hands. Sorry.
Very good.
I swim at the beach.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you, students. Well, it's all for today. Do you have any doubts?
No, teacher.
Okay. Denny, what is this?
Sing.
Perfect. Ivania, what is this?
Cut.
Magda, what is this?
Walk.
Dalia, what is this?
Drink.
Katia, what is this?
Sleep.
Very good. Thank you for paying attention. See you tomorrow. Bye.
The students, teachers, just you observe a model of a direct method class. This means let us try to understand its principle. This inhibition of the mother tongue, direct bond between experience and expression, think only in the target language. Student attain the skill of using the language spontaneously. That means unreflective right utterances. That means we should encourage students, they should speak English spontaneously like their mother tongue. We don't use that mother tongue in our classrooms. And one other important that principle that stresses by direct method is oral training. Oral practice is very, very important in language. Any language you take, it may be Telugu, or it may be English, or it may be Urdu, or it may be Kannada. Whatever may be the language, the shortest way of learning language is oral training, oral practice. That means give a lot of the opportunities to students to speak in that language. Let our students speak in English. Give lot of practice. First you speak, then give chances to students to speak. This will be the shortest way of learning English. Say about your family and ask each and every student to say about their families. Let our students describe their school. Let our students describe their classroom, their favorite recipe. In this way, give that we call oral training, oral practice, speaking, that speech practice, oral practice. That is very, very important. We should give due importance to oral practice. That is one of the important fundamental principles of this direct method. How do we develop oral practice? Say stories, ask students to say stories. Develop encourage them to implement conversations. They let our students participate in role plays and pair works. Interviewing. Let one of the students go to headmaster's room, interview him about his childhood, they come back and say to class. Go to a bank or go to a post office, interview that postmaster. Our students give that assignments to our students. That retrieve information, that means collect information from the postmaster about that post office, what are their duties. They come back to school and say, this interviewing each other, interviewing neighbors, that means interaction, because it gives oral practice to our students. It's the shortest way of learning English. That means let our students read news in English. And teaching vocabulary is very important for reading and for speaking. That words are important. How do we have to teach words to our students? We call it as teaching new vocabulary. How do you teach vocabulary from class 1 to 10? Grade that vocabulary. Class, based on their class, based on the level, grade them and teach vocabulary to students. And observe, we have to give importance to local, that means local things that are they come across in their day-to-day life. Students come across certain things in their day-to-day life. For example, custard apples, they are in their experiential orbit. When they go out, they go to market, they see them, they observe them, eat them. This vocabulary, Goa, custard apple, these things you have to teach to your students. Observe this, broccoli and avocado, these are that vegetables. They don't see them in their local markets. You need not teach such type of things. You observe, we give practice to our students to teach vocabulary. This is a small video, observe.
It's a green dog, very good. Yeah, it's a green dog. What's this? What's this? It's a yellow dog. What's this? What's this? It's a light blue dog, very good. What's this? What's this? It's a red dog. What's this? What's this? What color dog? Blue?
It's a standing dog.
It's a standing dog. Wow, very good. What color is the dog?
Brown?
Brown, yeah. So, what's this? It's a what color?
It's a brown dog.
It's a brown dog, yeah, brilliant. It's a brown dog, very good. It's a standing brown dog, even better, Missy, very good. Well done, all right. Okay, your turn. Are you a girl? Are you a girl?
Yes.
Are you a dog? Are you a girl? Are you a girl? Yeah, I think so. Good. Are you a boy? Are you a boy?
Yes. I'm a boy.
Yeah, good. Am I a boy? Am I a boy?
Yes. You are boy.
You're a boy. Very good. Okay.
Just you observe, dear student teachers, that students are learning new vocabulary words in anxiety-free environment. There is no anxiety. They enjoy. See how the teacher is teaching those vocabulary words, colors and all those things by showing pictures. Hence, in this way you should provide vocabulary. We come across two types of vocabulary as student teachers. Vocabulary is very important in order to read information that is there in English, or while speaking they have to use vocabulary. This vocabulary is of two types. One is known as concrete vocabulary, other type of vocabulary is known as abstract vocabulary. Concrete, we can see, students can see them, touch them, such type of vocabulary. Chair is a concrete vocabulary, example of concrete vocabulary. Concrete nouns refer to the names of something or someone that we experience through our senses: sight, hearing, smell, touch or taste. Abstract vocabulary, that means the words for things that you can't experience with any of your five senses. For example, courage, love, patriotism. These are the words, we call them as abstract vocabulary. These two types of vocabulary we teach to our students. And concrete vocabulary, we show some objects, we perform some demonstrations and show pictures and objects. We teach concrete vocabulary. Then it is by creating situations and association of ideas, we teach abstract vocabulary. That means courage. See, this girl is a very courageous girl. She is climbing that mountain without any fear. She is a courageous girl, and you may introduce, create situations, say story, in order to present that what we call abstract vocabulary. That means they can't see. They should feel that. They should make out, retrieve that meaning of that word. Those type of vocabulary we have to teach. See, what are the words that are needed to our kids, for example, primary students, class 1. Based on that only we provide vocabulary, need based vocabulary. Say about their that school bag, what are the various things they use in their school, what do they take in their bag to school. Those things should be taught to small kids, that means class 1 students at the primary stage. Sometimes you show pictures, of the different pictures you may show and present vocabularies, blouse, skirt, jeans, or shorts, shoes, and all these things. You show pictures and present that vocabulary. You show pictures. This is a pond. Observe, there is a lake. A pond is in small area, lake is in big area. The pond, a lake, ocean, a river. This is a river. And in this way you show pictures and introduce words to students, and show pictures of animals, wild animals, and present their names. Lion, this is a lion, this is an elephant, this is a tiger. In this way you present words to students. The family members, names of family members, relations, mother, father, and all those things, that words can be introduced to primary students. By showing real objects we present vocabulary. Sometimes we show real objects to our students. For example, real objects are available. First preference should be given to show real objects, because they give wonderful article that they remember. If you show a real object, a bag, a pencil, a book, a lunch box, these words, you show real objects and present to your students. And show real objects, different types of vegetables. You take one day all the vegetables, potato, a brinjal, a lemon. In this way bring all the vegetables and introduce. That comes under real objects. And utensils we use and furniture we use in our houses. These things we should teach to our students at the primary stage, and this is very much helpful to our students. We perform actions, for example, by performing actions we can present some vocabulary words to our students. Yes, I am walking, observe, look, I am walking, look at me, I am combing my hair, see, I am closing the door, look at this girl, this woman, she is cooking food in the kitchen. In this way you show. And also everyday activities can be shown by performing actions. And also one other principle we should bear in mind while we are teaching English through direct method is providing correct pronunciation. That means they have to learn good speaking skills. They should be intelligible to the people in the entire world. The people in the world should be in the position to understand the ideas of our students. Hence pronunciation is taught to our students. And see, sentence is the unit of speech. Since sentence is the unit of speech, the teaching through the direct method is started with the teaching of sentences and not individual words. We don't give individual words to students. Teach anything in a sentence. That is one principle of direct method. Look, these two boys are swimming. Use sentence, swimming, don't say swimming. You see that present that in a sentence. And meet Sheila, she is cooking. And we teach grammar by using inductive approach. We implement inductive approach. We provide some examples first and then ask our students to infer or deduce the rule. We don't teach rules to our students, dear student teachers, in direct method. The inductive method is followed while we are teaching grammar to our students. The inductive method, the teacher induces the learners to realize grammar rules without any form of explicit explanation. It is believed that the rules will become evident if the students are given enough appropriate examples, give many examples to our students, lot of exposure to language, and automatically they pick up right forms and they learn English grammar. We use target language only in the classroom. Classroom transaction is in English only. And what is the syllabus in our direct method? The syllabus is based upon situations or topics, that means not usually on linguistic structures. Lessons should contain some conventional what we call some conversational activity, some opportunity for students to use language in real context. Real context should be implemented in the classroom. They should be introduced to students, give training to students. That means real life situations linking classroom teaching to day-to-day life. Our students should be in the position to use English in their day-to-day life. That will be the main aim of a direct method. See, here is my school bag. There is a pencil in my school bag. There is an eraser in my school bag. In this way, you give sentences and link that classroom, that English to their day-to-day life. Then feel happy. That means what I am learning is related to my life, related to my school bag I am learning today, and they feel happy and they learn language in a natural way. Students should be encouraged to speak as much as possible in the target language. The teacher should demonstrate, not explain or translate. There should be given lot of time to students to speak English. 80% of the time should be provided to our students to speak in the target language. Let our students speak, then only they can learn English. In this way you teach English. Is this my book? Yes, it is. Is that your ruler? No, it isn't. Is this her pencil? In this way we give practice to our students and they learn English. And day-to-day life, that means linking English to day-to-day life. For example, you go to a railway station, how do you inquire about a train? How do you retrieve information from inquiry counter through interaction with the person who is there in inquiry counter? These things, you go to bank, you apply, you need some loan. How do you interact with the bank manager? How to interact with some certain occasions, in authentic occasions, real life occasions? How do you use language? Those things will be given lot of practice in the classroom in direct method. You see, observe this small video.
I love eating in restaurants with friends, mostly because I don't have to do the washing up. But eating in an English-speaking restaurant can be hard if you don't feel confident speaking English. Have you ever opened your mouth when asking a waiter a question, and then suddenly you forget every single question you've ever learnt in English, and you close your mouth, close your eyes, point on the menu and hope that what you picked is what you want to eat? I have many times when traveling in other countries. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you some useful questions to ask in a restaurant. In some English questions, your voice, your intonation, needs to go up at the end. Do you understand? Do you understand? Hear that my voice goes up at the end. Do you understand? Let's try some more questions. Can I book a table? To book a table is to ask the staff at a restaurant to keep a table for you for a time in the...
Dear student teachers, just you observed how we train our students to make use of that English language that they learn in the classroom in their day-to-day life. How to even interact with the people in restaurant. You go to any other place where there is no your mother tongue, you have to depend on English. How to use your English, that communication skills there properly, appropriately. conveying your ideas to others. How you should be friendly while you are speaking with others by raising your tone. In this way, all these things will be inculcated and will be given practice to our students in the classroom. Let us see here what are the classroom techniques we follow. Real life situations, you observe this. Real life situations, how do you introduce, how do you interact when you meet your friend? Hello, hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? I'm fine too. In this way, how do you use language properly will be given to our students, and you provide a wonderful reading material to our students. That means you observe this slide, children's reading material and children friendly material, that children should be encouraged to read information with the pictures. Children friendly information should be shown to students, and wrappers, they are around the authentic material. They come across in their day-to-day life. They feel happy when you explain, you take a wrapper into classroom and explain about it. What's the name of that product, what's its cost, what's its weight, and those things you may introduce and you may use in the classroom. This is a zero cost TLM, and some what we call some authentic material related to tourist brochures and some recipes. Let our students and demonstrate those things. How do you prepare a cup of tea? You demonstrate it in the classroom, and these things should be given priority in the classroom in the syllabus of direct method. Show this means provide bank forms, some authentic materials, bank forms, postal forms, and how to create one email, and all these things, these authentic things should be imparted to our students. And provide a good that means listening and speaking practice, and most of the time give chance to students in the classroom, and let our students read aloud. You read aloud a paragraph 2-3 times, let our students read that. Reading aloud, it gives good practice, and their pronunciation will be corrected, and they attain good that speaking skills. And dictation is also one of the techniques of direct method, and map drawing, and all these things. There are many things are there. These things, paragraph writing is also one of the techniques of direct method. Dear student teachers, today we learned direct method versus bilingual method. This direct method, it states banish mother tongue. Don't use mother tongue in the classroom. Teach English in English only. There should not be any interruption in the class, in the learning of the child, the target language. Teaching of mother tongue hinders or obstructs learning of English, that when you use mother tongue. These are the very important principles you should bear that are stated by direct method. This bilingual method, it states, okay, it states that means you can use mother tongue and judiciously, whenever it is required. When our students come across any that difficult word or any difficulty while they are reading, then can be resolved by using mother tongue. The mother tongue, that knowledge, the mother tongue knowledge, the mother tongue information that the child gained can be purposefully utilized in the English classroom as a boon to help our students to develop their English proficiency. That is stated by, that is the main essence of bilingual method. And gradually, just primary stages only you may use here and there some mother tongue words. Gradually, you decrease the dose of using mother tongue in bilingual method. After some time of doing like this, our students need not depend on mother tongue, then they become independent users of English language. That is the main important that key principle of bilingual method. In bilingual method also, the English should be confined, the English should be used by only teacher. The students are not allowed to use that mother tongue. Hence, dear students, for today's class we learnt all these things, and you may make best use of various that concepts that are put forth by our linguists in various methods, and implement them as per your convenience, as per the needs, as per the requirements of the students in the classroom, and that means impart wonderful language skills and develop our students as international citizens, which is aspiration of our the stakeholders, parents, and all the people in the society. I wish you very good luck, dear student teachers. Thank you very much.